The masked man is up off the bench. Number 2, Jalen Blake's the sophomore guard, 6'2", 200 out of Somerset, New Jersey. Took an elbow in practice that broke his nose. Told us yesterday he was feeling all right, but he's got a custom-made mask made by some former Duke football players.
Yes, those same guys were teammates of Daniel Jones that put together a pad to help protect his broken collarbone back in the day. Now have a company here in Durham producing protective equipment and made one for Jalen this week.
With Jalen's case, it was really obvious that he had a broken nose. I reached out to our doctor, Dr. Bytomsky, let him know what's going on. And then we both pretty much agree that we need to get in contact with our specialist, who's Dr. Powers. You know, jump over there, go to the clinic. He evaluates him, says, yep, Jose, you're right. He's got a broken nose. And there's 2 ways to do this. We can fix it now and reduce it here in the clinic, or we can set him up for surgery the next day, talk with Jalen about what he wants, his expectations, and what his return to play would be like. He decided to have it reduced in the clinic right away, so there was a chance for him to play against Miami.
They gave me like 6 shots of anesthesia to kind of numb me, but the readjustment part was tough. They stuck this thing that felt, I guess for people that it stuck like the COVID, felt like a COVID test. Like it felt like that. They kept it up there. They had these pliers, and then he grabbed it and shifted it completely over. So that was a pain I haven't felt, and he did it twice because he thought the second one he could do a better job of making it look straight. But you know, without pain, there's no beauty. So I think it worked out.
As soon as the procedure's over, Dr. Powers gets a hold of the guys over at Protected and uses an iPad with a special camera to scan his head. Then that scan is sent off to Kevin at the warehouse, and then they download it and they start their process for the 3D printing.
The medical staff here did a great job. Dr. Powers did a great job, so hopefully I look a little bit normal. Got my mask with me, so that's my new identity.
So the mask is anatomically fit to Jalen's face. Not snug against his face, but just off of his face and off of his nose in order to give them protection. So if he gets hit anywhere in that mask, the mask will push down into his cheekbones or in his forehead and keep pressure off of his nose and dispersed off of his nose.
The people that gave me the mask did a great job where it's not really affecting my vision or what I see out there on the court and just playing with it. So obviously it's for protection, but I can't play like I'm injured at the end of the day. So they did a great job with it. It's molded to my face, so it's perfect. I don't have any loss of vision. I still see everything. So it works out well. It looks cool. It looks like Batman. So I guess I got that new name.
This is our lab space in downtown Durham. We're in the Chesterfield building. This is where all of our 3D printing and manufacturing occurs. We've been working here for 3 years now since graduating and starting this company. Our general process is collaborating with sports medicine staffs and professional athletic trainers to allow them to make custom devices seamlessly through 3D technology. Customers submit a 3D scan to us. We use engineering design and 3D printing to turn around devices in as little as 48 hours anywhere in the country. We're now working with 40 plus NFL and collegiate programs.
Myself, along with Kevin Guessman and Clark Bullitt, we're all engineering students at Duke and teammates on the Duke football team. And we all had different specific interests in the realm of engineering, but found some commonality and an interest in the medical space and how we could apply engineering to help, specifically in sports medicine. We found some use cases for 3D printing to help athletes for our teammates on the Duke football team, specifically with Daniel Jones. They really kicked this journey off for us.
Our senior year, when we were tinkering with 3D technology and talking to Hap Zarsor, director of sports medicine at Duke, Daniel had this injury, and it was the perfect time for things to come together the right way and for us to try this in the field with a real application. So using the same 3D scanning process, we designed a clavicle pad for DJ to come back and play through this injury when he was recovered. He came back in 3 weeks instead of 6 weeks, which is what he usually takes. Led us to a bowl game victory that year, drafted 6th overall, and winning playoff games now.
After some of those first couple of cases, our sports medicine staff at Duke really pushed us to pursue this further as a company and something that could be more than just a student project. And their support along the way as we graduated and left school and started a company and learned how to try and grow this from just a project to something that could impact people across the country was really impactful.
It's always fun to work right here in our backyard, continuing to support Duke Athletics and the Duke Sports family. So we've now made a 3D printed device for 13 Duke sports teams. We've worked with men's and women's soccer, men's and women's lacrosse, field hockey, and even swimming and diving, where women's swimmer last year broke her arm and was able to come back with a waterproof arm cast that we 3D printed here and helped her return from her injury.
The big question for us was, we knew we had done something pretty cool from a technological perspective in our backyard where it was easy, but we had to figure out how to do this at a larger scale across the country. And so that was really, I think, the big hoop that we jumped through in the first couple of years of figuring out how can we take all these pieces and make it easy enough for an athletic trainer in California to give us a call and have a product ready in 48 hours.
For a medical professional to order a product, they take a simple 3D scan on a mobile app, so it's really just as simple as taking a video on an iPad.
Take a quick scan of Kevin, show him how this works. So it's pretty simple. It's just like taking a video. I'll come back around that way, but this model of Kevin's face is building, and then we get a nice 3D scan of Kevin right there.
That 3D scan gets uploaded to us, and our process allows us to design a custom product to fit the 3D scan in an extremely streamlined way. That product is usually 3D printed the same day, so it 3D prints overnight in anywhere between 8 to 12 hours and is ready the next day to ship anywhere across the country. Each part of our process is unique. The 3D scanning application, which we actually designed ourselves with the help of current football player Jackson Hubbard, allows medical staffs to smoothly submit 3D scans to order these custom products.
I've used Kevin before with a couple of our other guys, and even earlier this year with one of our current guys. I used him for a shoulder issue. So now the process has been pretty clean. And then once we really loved it here, we decided to open it up to our other physicians within the Duke network, and Dr. Powers really loved it and is really incorporated in his clinic.
For the case of Jalen getting injured in practice, I got a text from Jose that same day and said, hey, we need a mask. And Jose and our company and myself have been collaborating for a couple years to make sure these products would work if this case ever occurred. So we were prepared when it happened. Jalen had his nose, I think, fixed that same afternoon by the doctor who we collaborate with on facial injuries in general, Dr. Powers at Duke Health. And really, when all systems on the healthcare side can collaborate together like that, it makes it really smooth for us. So we got the 3D scan that day, and we're able to turn around the product in time for practice the very next day.
The range of products that we can produce just continues to grow. It's an exciting design challenge every time an athletic trainer reaches out to us with a problem that they have, and they just ask, hey, can you make something better than this? And that's really how we've seen this expand. So the same fundamental process of creating something in a custom fabricated manner using 3D printing allows us to make 25, 30 different distinct types of products for teams and individuals around the country.
So they're really an up and coming company, great guys. Again, Duke guys, Durham based. Couldn't get any better for us with those three things.